Be very, very quiet. I'm catching rabbits.
Oh boy, there's that moron again. This should be fun. Ain't I a stinker?
Hello and welcome to another session of Therapy and Panels. People love superheroes. People love DC superheroes. People love the Looney Tunes. Now, what do you get when you mix these two together? Some of the strangest crossover comics I have seen in a while.
Sadly, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't really get in and figure out why the idea for this crossover is special to even become, especially with these two characters of all people, outside of just the hilarious idea of a dark and gritty character like Batman interacting with a character who's usually in a bright and colorful, whimsical adventure thing like Elmer Fudd. But these specials, I guess, were all just made as a way to celebrate the two brands. And there are such weird and crazy interactions in these specials. One being Jonah Hex with Yosemite Sam, Marvin the Martian interacting with the Martian Manhunter, and the Joker interacting with Daffy Duck. It's really kind of crazy.
And with that underway, usually I do have a physical copy to show everybody, but for today's issue, I only have it for a digital copy. You can find it on Comixology or any random site, or you can just go to a local comic book store. I'm sure it's still out around if you find it. But for now, let's get right into the Batman Elmer Fudd special.
The cover is pretty cool looking with the giant silhouette of Batman shadowing over Elmer Fudd, no doubt hunting wabbits, as he always does. We begin the story with Elmer Fudd doing a pretty sick noir monologue as he enters a location called Porky's, claiming that he is hunting wabbits. Turns out the wabbit he is speaking of is a guy by the name of Bugs the Bunny, who is a criminal in Gotham, it seems. In the bar, we get a pretty good look at all the people with who appear to be human versions of the classic Looney Tunes characters, and a few of them are kind of freaky looking to me, thinking of them as humans, especially Tweety over there. I do enjoy the drunk Marvin the Martian explaining how he'll one day blow up the Earth, and poor Michigan J. Frog is pulling his game on some poor soul still. It turns out that the guy who Bugs killed was paid to do it, and in order to keep his own life, he asks Elmer for an exchange for it, he will reveal the name. Elmer agrees, and it turns out that the guy who hired him was none other than Bruce Wayne. It turns out the person who was killed was a woman named Silver St. Cloud, who was a recurring Batman character at this time, who Elmer fell in love with, but she had feelings for Bruce Wayne, which gives Elmer a bit more of an excuse for trying to kill Wayne. He sneaks his way into Wayne Manor during a party that he was hosting, and gotta give it to him, he just goes right for it. He blasting Bruce right in front of everybody and making a quick getaway. Of course, Bruce is really dead, so while Elmer heads off in his car, we quickly see Batman heading on his trail to see what the heck just happened. We get a bit more of an explanation about Elmer Fudd as a character in this world, who he was a hitman who would take down guys that people would pay him to do it. And when he started dating Sadie Cloud, he promised her he would stop after one last job, only to be found dead in a pile of her own blood next to a bitten off carrot piece when he returns home from that job. Batman arrives, and we get a surprisingly awesome fight between Batman and... I'm sorry, I still can't get over this. Elmer freaking Fudd doing a pretty good job. This is the Elmer Fudd that Bugs and Daffy and all them should be afraid of, dude. During the fight, Bruce discovers that Silver St. Cloud is dead, and according to Fudd, Bruce and Silver loved each other dearly, but when Bruce learned she was seeing Elmer, he hired Bugs to kill her. I guess the two decide to call a truce for the moment as they return to Porky's looking for Bugs to get some answers.
And with that, we're gonna have to leave it right here for all you guys to go figure out how this ends yourself. But for the meantime, this was an amazing story.
This was way more amazing than it needed to be, and it's a good lesson on never judging an idea when you hear it. Because who would have thought, right? With a combination of Batman and Looney Tunes. There is an additional story of this book being a more classic Looney Tunes story of Bugs Bunny outwitting Elmer as usual, using a cameo from Batman to do it.
And that is all the time we have for today's session. I'd like to thank you all for attending another session of Therapy and Panels. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. And as always, I'm the Super Guru, signing off, and I got me a wabbit to take care of.